Hi, welcome to today's quick revision question. This has come from a non-calculator paper. It is probably around the grade 3. It's a little bit wordy. I think we need to read it through carefully, try and imagine it in reality. So, because that can sometimes help make sense of a question if you are imagining it in the real world. Give it your best shot. So hit pause, have a go, and press play when you're ready to see the solution. Okay. There are two ways that you can start this question. You can either find 80% of 180, which is what most people will do because that's kind of what you can see in the question. So that's really normal and there's nothing wrong with it either. But some students might think, well, if 80% is paid for by the school, then 20% is what the student pays. So I'm going to go straight to finding 20%. And if you did that, I do have that stepped through so that you can just check in with that. But I'm going to go with the 80% because I think more people will have done it that way. So if I'm being asked to find 80% of 180, I'm trying to find out what the school is paying, okay? Then I'm going to do 80 over 100. Percent means out of 100. So that is a way of writing a percentage. Of means times, and I've got my 180. That's really important to know. You don't have to have done it this way, but it's important to know because if it was on a calculator paper, boom, you're straight in the calculator with that and it's doing all the work for you. So it's nice to know you can set your percentages up like that. It also works regardless. So if you found 10% and you multiplied it up by 8, perfect. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. That method is fine and I'm not criticizing it. It doesn't necessarily work well with every percentage question. And that's why I'm showing this just because I know this does, okay? This method asks you to divide by the bottom and times by the top. And you can do that in either order. So I could times by 80 first and then I could divide. I'm actually going to notice that this fraction cancels. And if I can make a simpler fraction here, then the math is going to be easier. And as I've not got a calculator, I want to make it as easy as possible. So I am going to cancel these two zeros off. That's basically dividing my fraction by 10. And now I'm going to take my 180 and I'm going to divide it by the bottom, which is 10. So this is this bit here. That's going to give me 18. And now I'm going to times my 18 by 8, which is this bit here. So that's what's happening. Now, multiplying by single digit, probably the easiest way to do that is to separate it into 10 and 8. So that's my 18 times 8 times 8. So I've got 80, I've got 64, add those up, 8 plus 6 is 14. And that's what the school pays. So the student is going to pay 180, take away what the school pays. Okay. Now I'm going to need to borrow. 0 take 4. I can't do. So we're going to take 1 from next door, make 10. 10 take 4 is 6. 7 take 4 is 3. And the ones kind of cancel each other out. So the students are paying £36. Each one is going to pay £1.50. So what we now need to do to work out the students is 36 divided by £1.50. Okay. There are, again, different ways that you can do this. As long as you are writing it all down and you are communicating it, you will get your marks. Okay. If we're going to do the traditional bus shelter, then 36 would go in and 1.5, I don't need the 0, so I'm not going to include it, would go there. But I have a problem. I don't really want to work in decimals if I can help it. It's not ideal at all. So we're going to multiply by 10. So we're multiplying by 10 to really get that decimal to move one place out of the number and give me 15. But whatever I do on that outside of the bus shelter, I must do inside as well. So that 36 will become 360. So I am going to do 15. 15's into 360. So 15's into 3. Nope, can't do. So carry the 3. So 15, 30, 45. I just want to see a little bit of that times table. I can see I can get 2 and I can carry the 6. If I add another 15, I'm actually at 60, which is what I can see there. So that is 4. The number of students on the coach trip is 24. And if you did find the 20%, that would have been the maths. You would have said, I know that 80% is paid by the school, 20% the student. And here you can just see the exact same approach, but with a different number. Okay, so we've got, oh, my red light's going all over the place. So we have got the cancelled, it's 2/10, divide by 10 times by 2. You've got that 36 coming up that way, and then you would carry on as normal. All right, so a bit trickier for sure, a lot of steps. It's really testing your skills with finding percentages of amounts and using that bus shelter. So yeah, really is a high end, isn't it? Grade 3 question. Well done if you got that right. Join us again for more quick revision sessions. Honestly, if you were to do one a day all the way to your exam, you would be so ready for it.